Good morning, lovelies. It is NaNoWriMo, and today I am talking about how to choose which story you're going to write. I'm filming this on November 2nd, 2020 as part of my vlog about my first ever NaNoWriMo, so I'm sorry if this sucks. This is my first time doing this particular style of YouTubing. Before we get started, remember to click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss another episode. I post every Sunday, and in addition to this vlogging format, I also do writing videos, tropes, video essays on gender and science fiction and fantasy as well. I also have a giveaway going on right now, so if you want to win some free books, click that link in the description on how you can do that. Also, for my fellow NaNoWriMo writers, I have a Dragon, Zombies, and Aliens group on the Nano website, which I will also link in the description, so come join me. So I mentioned in my Preptober video that my NaNoWriMo project was going to be this young adult urban fantasy story called Possessed, about demons possessing this kid who has amnesia, and his whole thing is about clearing his name and also proving that demons are real. And I got a few comments about how, oh, this sounds like a really cool thing and I can't wait to read this, and you would think that this would encourage me and help me, and I would be currently working on that right now. No, that's not what happened. Almost as soon as I published that video, I started poking holes in the outline that I had drawn up for Possessed and questioning the characters and questioning the themes and like just second guessing the whole thing and just tearing it apart, and just like it just wasn't a thing. So, and I know myself at this point that there's no way that I'm going to be able to put 50,000 words in this story, never mind finish it and revise it and edit it. So as October was going on and NaNoWriMo got closer and closer, I had to decide, am I going to rework this story or am I going to choose something else entirely? Now, at the same time, the 5th Trials of Apollo book came out by Rick Riordan, and I'm a huge Rick Riordan fan, so I was actually rereading books 1 through 4 to refresh myself on what happened before hitting book 5. So Greek mythology is on my mind. And this actually brought up an old story idea that I had since put on the back burner because I had other stuff going on at the time. And the basic premise is that modern day Greek mythology, everyone knows that the gods are real, and after 4,000 years, Hera finally is done with Zeus's bullshit. She dumps him and has her own demigod child. So this story is tentatively called The Daughter of Hera, and it's about this demigod who is basically being hunted by Zeus and several other Greek mythology figures, and it's just, it was a concept that I had initially shied away from because I wanted to use like the original Greek myths, which is like 90% sexual assault. And I knew this is going to be adult, it's going to be grimdark. And while I can, of course, put in a happy ending because I'm a sucker for happy endings, it's gonna it's gonna be a trip. So I had put that away to focus on stuff like Citadel and Demon Crown, but now it feels like I'm ready for it. So I actually ended up spending the last 2 weeks of Preptober researching Greek mythology to refamiliarize myself with all the myths and the gods and the deities, putting together their personalities, what they've been up to for the last 4,000 years, putting together all the immortal characters, and detailing an outline. Because I'm a planner, not a pantser. Now, why did I do this instead of doing what was arguably the easier option of just reworking Possessed into something that I would be more confident in writing? And when it comes to not just NaNoWriMo, but writing novels in general, it's all about choosing the right story to write. There is a fine line between not having confidence as a writer and knowing that you are just not going to be able to finish a certain manuscript for whatever reason. If you're doing a story where you're not really passionate about it, you don't love it, or you don't really believe in it, you're not really going to be able to write it, never mind revise it and edit it 1,000 times. And if you do manage to push through and do it, your audience is going to be able to tell. People can tell when a writer is truly passionate about or believes in their work and when they're faking it. It affects the soul of the story. Now, I want to clarify here, it doesn't matter what other people say about your story idea or your book. Someone else might love or hate to read what you're writing, but they're not the ones who's going through the work of actually writing it. So at this point, their opinion doesn't matter. It's all about, is this a story that I, as an author, feel passionate enough to put in the work, put in the time to create this story? If the answer is no, find a different story, which is what I did. But if the answer is yes, which is what happened when I was finishing tinkering with Daughter of Hera, now I'm really excited about this. I haven't done any writing today. Actually, as soon as I'm done filming this video, that's what I'm going to be doing now. But I did manage to crank out almost 2,000 words yesterday at the start of NaNoWriMo, and I'm feeling very confident that I'll at least be able to hit 50,000 words at the end of the month. My goal is to just complete the first rough draft by the end of the month, and then start on revisions and edits and all that process probably in January. Give myself at least a month to rest and focus on something else, so I'm coming back to it in a more objective viewpoint. We are early enough in NaNoWriMo right now that if you end up switching stories today, you can still hit your monthly goal. And I am curious, do you plan on switching your stories? Or if you're not, like, what's your idea about? I want to hear about everyone's projects. Also, if your project is science fiction or fantasy, check out the Dragons, Zombies, and Aliens group on NaNoWriMo. I have linked it in the comments. And also remember to subscribe to this channel. That's all I've got today. Thank you so much. Bye, lovelies.